Hello and welcome to Middle Eastern Thursday. So today I have for you 12 fragrances. These fragrances are all pretty new. Some of them I've had with me for up to a month, but for the most part, they're all very new. And some of them I don't even know if they have been launched or not because I really haven't seen them out there. Some of them I did receive in PR and others I picked up with my own money, and I will let you know as we go along which one is which. So today we're going to do a good old haul like we used to do at the very beginning of our journey, where I share with you the fragrance and I give you my, not necessarily just first impressions, but some detail around my initial thoughts and how I'm feeling about the fragrance and what I think overall. Now, please note that when I received these fragrances, as I always tell you, I did spray them out and then I put them back in their box, and they have been sitting there waiting for me to be able to share them with you because there's just been so much going on, whether it's in Western niche or Middle Eastern or designer or affordable, that I haven't had a chance to really come around to these fragrances. So let's go ahead and jump right in. But before we do so, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi and I'm your fragrance concierge because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and on this channel, we love to talk about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in, and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. All right, so the first fragrance that I'm going to share with you today is from Paris Corner, and this one is Molten Caramel. And as you can see, it comes in this very simple box. Now, this fragrance has been out for a little bit, and now is just when I'm getting the opportunity to really start working with it. It's been sitting with me for maybe about 3 weeks, and it comes in the box, very simple, and then here we have the bottle. Now, I must tell you that I thought that, this would be like a very plasticky and not necessarily cheap, but I didn't expect the bottle to be as hefty as it is, because it is quite hefty. It's very weighty and there's nothing like cheap about it. The cap is a little bit light, but that seems to be like the ongoing trend with Middle Eastern fragrances, where the bottle feels so luxurious and heavy, but then the cap feels like a little bit too light. So I don't know, but let's go ahead. So Molten Caramel is supposed to be inspired by Sol de Janeiro number 71. And it has at the top white chocolate, in the mid it has caramel and milk, and at the base it has brown sugar, praline, and vanilla. Let's go ahead and spray and see how we feel about it. Very nice sprayer. All right, so I have sniffed Sol de Janeiro 71, but it's not, a body mist or a spray that I have in my collection yet, because I do love all the Sol de Janeiros, and I have, I think, just about everyone except that one. And maybe now recently there's a new one that was launched. Have you heard about that one? I think I saw like a new color bottle, which tells me that there's a new one, but I haven't really gone to sniff it, or much less picked it up. But I can't tell you precisely how much this smells like Sol de Janeiro 71, but it is giving me that Sol de Janeiro, like DNA, truly. But this is basically a sweet, very, very vanilla loaded kind of scent. It is lactonic, and I can't pick up clearly on the caramel. This is definitely a lactonic, sweet. I'm picking up a bit of nuttiness, but were there nuts in the notes? Hold on, let me check. Yeah, so there's praline, because I am picking up on some nuttiness. So yeah, this is basically a lactonic, not very lactonic. It's airy enough for you to be able to wear it during the summer, but I just don't think that this is necessarily one that's supposed to be dense and syrupy, because to my nose, this is kind of airy. Not a freshie at all whatsoever, obviously, but it is airy. Even though it's lactonic, it does have a certain degree of airiness. And it is definitely sweet, but not crazy sweet. Yeah, I'm really liking this one. So, of course, I will circle back with you for a detailed review on all the fragrances that I'm going to share with you today, because these are truly my first impressions. But this one is Molten Caramel, and I think I'm really liking it. You know, is it groundbreaking? Is it anything different than what we've been seeing lately? No, because there's been just so many of these fragrances with the caramel or the tonka bean and the lactonic and the vanilla. You know, there's just been quite a bit. But I have to tell you, I'm pleasantly surprised, because I think that this one, I think that for me, I thought this one was going to be like too dense for the summer, but no, it's pretty good, and it does smell delicious though. It really does smell delicious. Anyway, moving on. By the way, something that I forgot to tell you in the opening of the video is that, number one, of course, as always, all of these fragrances will be linked in the description box, and where I have a discount code, I'll be sure to include it there for you so you can save some money. But what I also wanted to tell you is that today, the fragrances that I'm sharing with you have me really impressed, because some of them have been inspired by other fragrances, whether it's luxury, niche, or designer, etc. But they're not like your typical inspired by the same thing, right? So this last one, like Molten Caramel, I didn't know that it had been inspired until I did my research, by Sol de Janeiro 71. And I'm pretty sure that I had not really found yet another, you know, Middle Eastern fragrance that had been allegedly inspired by, you know, 71. And today there's several fragrances here that allegedly have been inspired by other fragrances that I'm pretty sure I had not found, you know, and inspired by, you know, before. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you that, but let's go ahead and keep moving. So the next fragrance that I have for you is from Ministry of Oud, and this one is Romance Reverie. Yeah, it's a very nice box, very interesting. You know, it has like, you know, like this little like bistro type of set here. Very interesting. Now, to open this box, it took me forever, as you can see, because it has like a little tab here, like a little, you know, like a little hole for you to, like, I guess, push out and then, you know, get the fragrance to slide out, but it doesn't like really work easy. And of course you pull it out and there's the fragrance. And look how beautiful, guys. Isn't that bottle just stunning? Absolutely beautiful. All right. Okay, so this fragrance is supposed to be inspired by Xerjoff El Anniversary. And let me tell you, at the top it has red fruits, lychee, green apple, and bergamot. In the mid it has peony, jasmine, licorice, and cashmere wood. And at the base it has musk, amber, sandalwood, and patchouli. So let's go ahead and spray it and see what we get. And are we really going to get El Anniversary? Now, this is one of those fragrances, as I was telling you earlier, that is not one that I have, you know, I've never seen another fragrance being allegedly inspired by El Anniversary, and I absolutely love that fragrance. It's somewhere there. Oh, there it is, right there in the back, next to the Duran Duran collaboration, next to the green one. That's El Anniversary. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Very nice sprayer. Very. Oh wow, this is El Anniversary. I'm sorry, I had a moment. This is El Anniversary. But, so let me tell you, so for me, the thing about El Anniversary is that El Anniversary is a gorgeous fragrance. I absolutely love it, okay? But it's one of those fragrances that's very like soft. Not weak, not faint, but it's designed to be a very soft touch, beautiful fragrance. And this one is from the get-go, because again, this one has been with me probably, what, 3 weeks? And I have to tell you, like, right now, I'm really picking up on this scent. I don't know if this is going to be beast mode on my skin, but on paper right now, this is giving me fragrance, like for real. So this one is very fruity, but although it opens very fruity and sweet, because when I first sprayed it, like, I immediately picked up on that scent in a very intense way. Not overwhelmingly intense, but it was intense. But this one is definitely fruity. It is a tad fresh. Not necessarily airy, but it is a bit fresh. There is a floral quality to it, but I'm not distinguishing which florals are involved or not. And there's a certain degree of muskiness here, but the musk that I'm picking up is very smooth. It's like, I would say like a level 2. So I am picking it up, but it's really not like a determining note here, like a key note. I'm not getting that. The fragrance is also a bit ambery. I'm not picking up on a very ambery fragrance. No, it's just a bit ambery. And I'm starting to get some powderiness now. But all in all, guys, this is definitely L, for sure. But I'm telling you that compared to L, this one is a bit more intense. And I have to tell you, this bottle is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, do you see that bottle? It is just absolutely gorgeous. I am really, really loving it. Very, very different. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this in Middle Eastern fragrances. Look at that. And this is from the Ministry of Oud. And you know, like they have a whole Reverie collection, because this one is Romance Reverie. No, I'm sorry. It's not that they have a Reverie collection. It's that they have like 3 different fragrances that come in this type of bottle. And I initially saw this bottle, not necessarily this fragrance, but this bottle I saw when I went to the launch party in New York City. And I was immediately drawn to it because this is very beautiful, very different. It feels very weighty. The cap is also very nice. The cap is not weighty, but it doesn't feel cheap in any kind of way. Just a beautiful presentation. But anyway, I will circle back with you with more details once I test it on skin. All right, so this next fragrance that I have for you is also from Paris Corner, and the first one, the second, and this fragrance that I'm sharing with you were all sent to me. And this one is Reham Rose Petals. And here's the fragrance. The bottle is absolutely stunning, guys. I mean, look at this bottle. Very, very nice bottle. And let's see. So the cap does feel a little bit light, like I always tell you. It's like a thing to me, honestly. But the bottle is very, very weighty, and it feels very luxurious, actually. And I am loving the design of the bottle. So let me read you the notes of this one. And this one is supposed to be inspired by a fragrance from Chloe called, I think it's Luminous, I'm pretty sure. Now, the top notes of this one are jasmine sambac. In the middle, it has rose. And at the base, it has balsamic notes, vanilla, and amber. Now, when I did my research on this one, I did find several sites like that had the fragrance, and then they had like different notes. So I went back to the source. I went back to the Paris Corner team and asked the question, and these are the correct notes of this fragrance. And it is supposed to be allegedly inspired by Chloe Luminous. So, you know, there's been so much back and forth with some of these fragrances that now recently I just go straight to the source and ask the question so that I can give you the correct information. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this fragrance and see what we're getting from it. I am so excited because, ooh, wow, this sprayer is strong. Oh my, wow, oof. This smells really, really good. Okay, so this opens with the white florals. From the get-go, you know that this is a white florals fragrance. I am clearly picking up on the jasmine. There's a ton of vanilla here, but this is about the white florals. It does open also sweet. There's a tad of like an animalic quality to it, but don't be concerned because it's not like that animalic touch gives the fragrance any type of funk or any type of weird scent. No, this one is also very strong. Now, I am picking up clearly on the rose. Among those florals, I am picking up clearly on the rose. And the rose is not a freshly bloomed, but it's not jammy, but it is a rose that has already bloomed, because I'm getting like that very, I don't want to say mature, but it is a scent of like a couple of days after the rose has opened and bloomed. But this is exquisite, guys. Wow. This is really, really beautiful. But this is a floral fragrance. So if you're looking for a floral And I dare say that you could probably get away with using this all throughout the year, but this is definitely a floral fragrance. And I would say that the rose plays a very important role here. The rose to my nose right now is not necessarily dominant, but it is very, very present. Yeah. But this is more about the white florals, and there's a ton of vanilla here. Yeah, that's all I'm really getting right now, guys. I'm getting that vanilla, which is a ton of vanilla, I am telling you, and those florals. And within the florals, the rose is the only one that's really coming through. Yeah, but this is really nice. So I don't have a Chloe Luminous either. But I have to tell you, if it smells like this, I'm good, because you know, I have not found a lot of florals with the Middle Eastern fragrances that really impress me like this, because this opens up very intense but smooth at the same time. There's nothing screechy about the florals, and you really don't pick up on the rose until like a bit into the olfactory journey. So I'm really, really appreciating that. That to me is quite different. So anyway, but I will circle back with you with longevity and all of that. But based on that opening, I say you're going to be pretty safe. Okay, so this next one was also sent to me, and this one is from the Ministry of Oud. And I have to tell you, so this one is called Maestro's Symphony, and look what a beautiful box, guys. So let me tell you that this one really stood out to me because it's supposed to be inspired by Maison Crivelli's Oud Maracuja, and well, it is. You know, there's been quite a number of other Middle Eastern fragrances that allegedly have been inspired by Oud Maracuja. And if I recall correctly, Paris Corner even had Paris Corner had another fragrance that was allegedly inspired by Oud Maracuja. But this one, as I was telling you, did stand out to me when I first pulled it out of its packaging and sprayed it to allow it to sit. It did impress me because, and I hope nothing has changed because this one has been with me for several weeks, but it really, really, really is exceptionally beautiful. It is definitely Oud Maracuja, though, I will tell you that. But let me just open it again. Oops, I think I broke the box. See what I mean? So these boxes have like this little tab area here for you to push out and be able to pull the fragrance out, but it's not very functional. It's yeah. By the way, if the Paris Corner team is watching, thank you so much for sending me these fragrances. Okay, so here we go, and when you open it, so see, this is one of those bottles that I told you, like the pink one. I absolutely love them. Okay, and here you have the bottle. Isn't that a beauty? It is absolutely stunning, guys. Stunning, stunning bottle. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me tell you, by the way, what the notes of this one are. Because I don't think I was able to find it online, so I just went straight to the source again. At the top, we have passion fruit, fruity notes, saffron, and Turkish rose. At the mid, we have oud, agarwood, and Indonesian patchouli leaves and benzoin. And at the base, we have leather, akigala wood, amber, vanilla, and labdanum. Okay, so let's go ahead and spray it and see what we're getting from this one. Wow, do you guys see the sprayer? It's like a mist. Oh, wow. Wow. I am loving this one. This was the same reaction I had just when I sprayed it out. Okay, so of course, this fragrance opens up with the oud, but what I'm loving about this one, which with Maison Crivelli, I get a bit more of a dense opening, but this one in the opening has a freshness. Yes, I'm not even saying airy. It has a freshness that I'm really appreciating. So when it comes to Ministry of Oud and the note of oud, I've noticed that they do it just beautifully. The oud is smooth. To be honest with you, the fragrance opens up also a bit sweet. It opens up sweeter than what I recall Oud Maracuja from Maison Crivelli opening. There's a touch of an animalic quality here, and it's not coming from the oud, so do not be concerned, but that bit of an animalic quality does add quite a bit of personality to the fragrance, so I'm really, really appreciating that. The fragrance is also ambery. But all in all, this is really, guys, this is Oud Maracuja. I can't tell you to what percent because I haven't tested them side by side, but it is definitely Oud Maracuja and I am loving it. I will circle back with you with a detailed review of this one, but wow, if you've been looking for a more affordable and less oody, like, I don't want to say less oody, it's just that what I'm finding right off the bat with this one is that there's a freshness that I don't find in Oud Maracuja because that's a very intense fragrance. This one also is sweeter. So those two factors make it more wearable. And in my opinion, especially for the ladies, if you felt that Oud Maracuja was a bit too intense, well, this is one that you really may want to look into because I think you're really, really going to like it. This is really outstanding. I am so impressed right now. Loving it. Moving on. All right, so this next one is from Maison Asrar. And if you've been with me for a while, you know how I feel about Maison Asrar fragrances. And it just comes in this like cylinder looking kind of box. I'm really, you know, liking it, I guess. I mean, it's just a cylinder, no big deal. But then of course you open it. Ooh, and here is the fragrance. And now, do you guys remember that other fragrance from Maison Asrar? I can't remember the name of it, but it comes in a bottle just like this, but in white, that I absolutely love. Well, this is from the same collection, so I have very high expectations of this one. But look at the bottle. The bottle is very nice. Isn't it nice? Just a very simple but very elegant bottle. And I am loving the cap. This cap is a bit weighty. The bottle itself feels very luxurious. The finish is very beautiful with that, like, you know, like that scrolled finish. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So this fragrance, I was not told that it was allegedly inspired by Tom Ford Bitter Peach, but in all of my research, you know, there's quite a number of people saying that this was inspired by Tom Ford Bitter Peach. So let's see what I get now that it's had a chance to sit for several weeks here. So let me just share with you the notes first. So at the top, we have cardamom, peach, and cinnamon. We have in the mid jasmine, milk, and coconut. And at the base, we have heliotrope, patchouli, and musk. Okay. So I'm going to tell you that, ooh, look at that sprayer. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So I can see where people are saying that this is Tom Ford Bitter Peach, but, well, it has a similar vibe. I am not necessarily getting Tom Ford Bitter Peach, and that is a fragrance that I own. This opening is so smooth. This peach is so smooth. I don't get that from Tom Ford Bitter Peach, which is one of the things that I love. It's a very strong, almost pungent kind of opening with that peach. At least that's what I get from Bitter Peach. I'm not getting that with this one. This one has a smoother opening. It is definitely lactonic. I am picking up on white florals. It's also warm, spicy. And what I am getting is pink pepper. Did I mention pink pepper here? No, I didn't mention pink pepper, but I am getting pink pepper, even if they have not disclosed it. And I'm also getting cardamom. I am getting a tad of coconut here, but it's the florals, the vanilla, those spicy notes. I'm getting like a kind of faint coconut note in the background, and it is a creamy coconut for sure. Yeah, this is not Tom Ford Bitter Peach, guys. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's just me and my nose, but I am not getting Tom Ford Bitter Peach whatsoever from this fragrance. But I have to tell you, like all Maison Asrar fragrances, I am really loving this one. This is a very different spin on a peach, bit lactonic kind of fragrance, right? It has quite a bit of vanilla. It's not an overload of vanilla. The fragrance to me is more about that peach. The peach is definitely the star based on what I just picked up. And it is a fragrance that also incorporates a bit of coconut, and the coconut is creamy, but the coconut does not play a stellar role. The coconut is definitely in the background all along. I don't know how this is going to wear on my skin, but I can tell you what I have been getting on paper. So yeah, that's what we have here. All right, so all of the fragrances that I've shared with you so far have all been sent to me, and this one that's coming up was also sent to me. And this one is Vanilla Mood. So let's go ahead and open it. It's just a very simple box, and then you just open it from the top, but the box is kind of weighty, by the way. Okay, so here we have, you remember this bottle I just shared with you for the Chloe Luminous fragrance, but this one is supposed to be inspired by Tom Ford Vanilla Sex yet again. I don't know, guys, like I feel like Tom Ford Vanilla Sex has become like an angel share, right? We get just about every week yet another Middle Eastern fragrance that is allegedly inspired by Tom Ford Vanilla Sex. But let's see what this one is giving us. But the notes of this one are at the top, bitter almond. In the mid, we have vanilla and floral notes. And at the base, we have tonka bean, sandalwood, and vanilla absolute. That's Tom Ford Vanilla Sex. But let's see what they were able to do with it. Very, very nice sprayer. All of these sprayers are working beautifully. Up. Okay. All right, guys. So I am very impressed because, okay, so we have discussed here on the channel at least, okay, 3 other fragrances that have been allegedly inspired by Tom Ford Vanilla Sex. If you're new to the channel, let me just give you my story with Tom Ford Vanilla Sex. I was not impressed. I was thoroughly underwhelmed. The performance was just lacking. There was also a very screechy note in the scent itself. While it was lovely, it was very screechy. So I ended up returning that fragrance. I don't return fragrances on the regular. It is very rare that I do. So that should tell you how much I just didn't enjoy it. And then of course it didn't help that, you know, the cost of that fragrance is quite substantial. And I just felt that, you know, the value for my money was just not there. Then after that, I have shared with you here on the channel, Lattafa Serre. I told you from the beginning that that was Tom Ford Vanilla Sex before people even started saying it. It was just very clear to me. Then after that, I shared with you another one. I can't remember the name, from Maison Alhambra. That one also was supposed to be Vanilla Sex. So all in all, I've shared several fragrances, okay? And the only difference that I have found in those fragrances is related to that bitter almond note. That bitter almond note is the key driver in determining whether you're going to like, love, or hate Tom Ford Vanilla Sex, right? They all have that bitter almond note, and it depends on the level of intensity with which it has been done. To date, my favorite, right, before we discuss this one, up to this moment, my favorite allegedly inspired by Middle Eastern fragrance for Vanilla Sex has been Lattafa Serre. And I've been saying that over and over and over, because I was, while I had that little conversation with you, I was allowing it to get closer to the dry down. So this is very vanilla centric. This one is less sweet than all the other allegedly inspired buys that I've discussed with you here on the channel, including Lattafa Serre. This one is less sweet. The florals play more of a role in this fragrance. The bitter almond is still the star of the fragrance, but the florals play a role that is of more relevance than that I find in Lattafa Serre and even in the OG. This fragrance is also a bit more ambery, and I'm not getting much of anything else. So I'm getting the vanilla. Of course, as to be expected, there's a good bit of vanilla in this fragrance. It is less sweet for sure. And you know, that may be a function of the fact that this one hasn't had a chance to sit. At that, I'm also going to tell you that it's been my experience with any fragrance that's been allegedly inspired by Tom Ford Vanilla Sex, that once they have the opportunity to sit, that almond note can either intensify or smooth out. You know, it just depends, right? So we don't know what this one is going to do. This one has not been sitting for months in my collection, so we really don't know what it's going to do. What I am telling you is that right now I am getting Vanilla Sex clearly. It's only had a chance to sit for several weeks with me. And what I am also getting is that that bitter almond note has been smoothed out a bit more than any of the other fragrances I've shared with you here on the channel, because the floral notes play more of a role in the olfactory journey of this one. I hope that that will make sense to you, but yeah. So this is very lovely. If you are looking for a more affordable alternative to Tom Ford Vanilla Sex and you're looking for less of that bitter almond note, then this one may be one you want to try. Anyway, but I will still circle back with you with a detailed review for that one. Let's move on. Okay, so of all the fragrances that I've shared with you today, this next one that I'm going to share with you is one that I have so been looking forward to trying, because to really like testing on skin and having it with me, because I did sniff it for the first time while I was at the launch party in New York with Paris Corner Indomitable. They did have it there and I did sniff it, and wow, I was totally impressed. And I'm speaking about Date Caramel, and it comes in this box very similar to the Molten Caramel, but just like this part is just brown. It's a very simple box, but very nice, you know? So let's open it and let's talk about this one. So I'm not gonna lie, when I first received it, I did spray it immediately, like I always do. I did not spray it on skin, but I was very tempted to do so because this is very, very yummy, guys. This is, if you are into dates, this is a fragrance for you. So let me tell you the notes of this one. At the top, we have dates, coffee, and orange. At the heart, we have caramel, sugar, and benzoin. And at the base, we have vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. So let me go ahead and spray it. So this one is allegedly inspired by Lush Sticky Dates. You know, that very extremely viral scent from Lush, deservingly so. They have like body products for it. They have all types of products for it at this point. And I love Lush, period. But Sticky Dates is definitely one that even if you're not a gourmand lover, I dare say you would fall for that one because wow, it is just amazing. Look at that atomizer. Wow. Goodness. This is truly an incredible gourmand. If you are a gourmand lover, you have to get yourself a bottle of this. You definitely have to. So it's about to choke me because it is really very, very intense. And mind you, I've only had this one maybe for a couple of weeks, so it hasn't had a chance to sit for months at a time. But goodness, this is incredible. But let me just tell you, so when I first sprayed it, and now again, and I'm waiting for the dry down to get here because I am not getting necessarily just Lush Sticky Dates. No, I'm getting like a mix between Sticky Dates and the latest, I think it was from Swiss Arabian, Vanilla Toffee, I think it was called Sharav Vanilla Toffee. Goodness, that is what I'm getting. And I am loving it. Oh, this is just... Okay, so while I've loved a couple of the others that I've shared with you so far, and at the end I'll tell you which ones are like my standout for sure, this one, this is truly exceptional. Have you picked up Date Caramel? What do you think? Can you please let us know? Actually, if you've picked up any of these fragrances, let us know your thoughts on them. But you have to be into dates. You have to be into the scent of a date because this is photorealistic. You're going to get the caramel. You're going to get the date. I get a tad of a faint citrusy quality, but yeah, apparently orange is supposed to be here, but I'm not necessarily picking up on the orange. I'm not picking up on any coffee. I am just getting vanilla, caramel, and dates. Dominant dates. Yeah, that's it. So moving on. And of course, I'll circle back with a detailed review, you know, for more details around that fragrance. But I can tell you that It's pretty powerful because it's all over here now, which I'm so happy that it is because it smells incredible. But let's go ahead and move on. All right, so this next one I think was just launched like a week ago or something, but I don't know. I don't know. So this one is from Ministry of Gourmand and it is called Choco Cult. And look at that box. Very, very nice box. And when you open it, it opens like this. Oh, wait, it has like a little tab here. And there you have it. And here is the bottle. Very, very nice bottle. Look at that bottle. Very nice. Very simple, but very nice. Now, the cap doesn't feel cheap, right? But it's not weighty. But the bottle is almost like a weapon. It is quite weighty. It feels very luxurious. The finish is really nice. You know, the touch here of like the melting chocolate on the cap, I think that's really nice. Very, very nice. Right, so let me go ahead and share with you the notes of this one so then we can get spray in. So at the top we have caramel, bergamot, and orange. In the middle we have dark chocolate, cocoa, butter, coconut, blackcurrant, and peach. And at the base we have vanilla, musk, and sandalwood. So excited. Let's go ahead and spray it. Look at that atomizer, loving it. Wow, guys, they're really coming for our money. This is beautiful. Oh, this orange. Okay, so I am picking up on the chocolate, but the dark chocolate is not like ultra bitter. You know, like I've shared with you several dark chocolate dominant, right, fragrances, Middle Eastern fragrances within the last just couple of months. There's been so many. Dark chocolate, Choco Addict. There's been so many. Pistachio Kunafa. But this one does have a balanced dark chocolate. And I'm not necessarily picking up on cocoa. It's really that dark chocolate that if you went and you bought a bar to the store, it would be like to the tune of 60% or something like that. So that'll give you an idea of how intense the bitterness of the dark chocolate is. I'm not getting bitterness, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And in the opening of the fragrance, I do pick up on a citrusy quality, and it is very clear to me that it is, I think I said that there's orange and bergamot here, but what I'm really picking up is the orange. I'm not picking up the bergamot. But there is a citrusy freshness in the opening that immediately is followed by that dark chocolate note, which is very dominant, and it's like in your face without being bitter. But the fragrance does not lose its freshness at all. I'm still getting that freshness, and I am approaching dry down now. I am picking up on the vanilla, but the vanilla is present, but not very present. This fragrance is not about the vanilla. It's about that dark chocolate in the #1 spot, and all the other notes are like playing around it, enhancing it, and making the fragrance just smell incredible because, guys, this smells so good. So today, my favorite of all of the chocolate fragrances that I've shared with you has been dark chocolate. This one may very well take its place because it's even better. It's even more balanced. And by the way, this one was not allegedly inspired by anything. So yeah. So I am picking up on the musk, but the musk is very weak and faint. To my nose, it's like a level 1, which means that I don't even think the musk is really relevant at all here. And I am picking up on a bit of creaminess, which is coming like in with the woodiness. I'm at the dry down now because I can tell you this is most likely sandalwood. It's like a creamy, woody quality that I'm picking up. I don't pick up on the peach, but I am picking up on a faint coconut in the background. And that coconut is like a toasted flaky, like a very toasted flaky kind of coconut. It's not, to my nose, it's not creamy. But the coconut is not a defining factor here either. Because again, this fragrance is all about the dark chocolate. And this opening is just unbelievable. But anyway, so yeah, so there you have it. This one is Choco Cult, and I will circle back with you guys with a detailed review of it. But if you are into dark chocolate fragrances, that is one you definitely need to get your hands on, because I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Let's move on. And by the way, Choco Cult I picked up with my own coin. This next one though was sent to me, and this one is from the Ministry of Oud, and it's called Oud Beyond the Wall. Isn't that an incredibly gorgeous box, guys? I mean, look at this design. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Okay, so this one is one of those, remember the other two that I've shared with you, the like pink one, and then the one that was blue, and then I keep telling you about this tab here that, you know, is supposed to make opening this box easier, but it's really not doing that for me. Okay, so then we are going to open it. So look at that bottle. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. So let me go ahead and tell you. So this one is supposed to be a Gris Charnel twist. And at the top we have cardamom, fig, and black tea. At the heart we have iris, bourbon, vetiver. And at the base we have sandalwood, tonka bean. Guys, those are the notes of Gris Charnel. I really know them by heart. Those are definitely the notes of Gris Charnel. So let's go ahead and spray and see what we get. All right. Okay. Okay, so this is definitely Gris Charnel. It is Gris Charnel, but sweeter and like fresher. There is definitely a fresher quality here than that you get in Gris Charnel. So this one is definitely very woody. It opens up very woody, just like Gris Charnel. That's what I get from Gris Charnel in the opening. And very warm, spicy. In this one, I cannot precisely tell you what is the spicy note that I'm picking up, but it is definitely warm, spicy. It is very, very aromatic. It is sweeter than Gris Charnel. It's not super sweet, but it is definitely sweeter. I pick up on the iris, and the iris is coming in with a tad of powderiness, and literally it's a tad, which in Gris Charnel I pick up a bit more powderiness, but here this is a tad of powderiness. This fragrance is also a bit green, not a tiny bit green. It is green. There is greenness here for sure. And I am picking up on the vanilla, but the vanilla is very weak and faint in the background, just like I pick it up in Gris Charnel. Guys, this is so Gris Charnel. I am telling you, this is so Gris Charnel. And in this bottle, wow, these bottles, I'm really loving these bottles. I am so happy that they sent me these three because I am loving this bottle. But I have to tell you, the fragrance itself, and I've shared with you through time, I've shared with you several other Middle Eastern fragrances that have been allegedly inspired by Gris Charnel, but this one, this is really, really special. Anyway, let us know if you've tried this one. Have you heard of it? Have you seen it? I don't even know if it's really been launched or anything. Anyway, but I will circle back with you with a full review, but I am very impressed and loving this fragrance. I have to tell you, really, really impressed. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so I still have several fragrances to share with you and a surprise at the end of a fragrance that I just want to share with you. It's like a set of fragrances, but I had to take a moment to stop here and just tell you that, are you as impressed as I am with these fragrances, with the packaging, not necessarily the box, but like the bottles themselves and what they were allegedly inspired by? And I, who have had a chance now to sniff them, I am telling you, I am so impressed with just about all of them. There's not one right now that I can tell you that I am not really, really heavy duty liking or even super loving already. I just don't like to say that I'm deeply in love with a fragrance until I try it on skin, because you never know what you're going to get. But on paper, oh, there's some serious loves here for me. But anyway, moving on. Next, we're going to go ahead and cover the latest from ARMAF. And this one is Club de Nuit. And this one is Maleka. Now, we've all been waiting for Maleka for a while. And it comes in this very simple box, you know, just a very simple box. So let's go ahead and see. Ooh, This bottle is just absolutely gorgeous. We've covered so many gorgeous bottles today, but look at this one, guys. Very, very nice. And the cap is also very light in comparison to the bottle. The bottle can almost be a weapon. It is very heavy. It feels extremely luxurious. It is exquisitely beautiful. This purple, I mean, this is purple kind of lilac. And then look, guys, it has Club de Nuit on the side. It is just like full of details. Very, very nicely done. And by the way, I can see the production date here, April of 2025. So this one has not had a chance to truly sit much, but let's talk about this one. All right, so before I even go and spray it for you, let me just tell you, did you guys know that the perfumer behind this fragrance is Oliver Crest? So Oliver Crest is like the founder of Acro, you know, Acro fragrances, Acro Bake, Acro Glow, you know, those fragrances. Well, he's the founder of Acro, but in addition to that, he's a perfumer that has incredible, like the fragrances in his portfolio are just exceptional. There are several that I absolutely love, and one of them is from Brunello Cucinelli. And I think it's Pour Homme, not the Pour Femme, but I think it's the Pour Homme that he's responsible for, because the Pour Femme, if I recall correctly, because it's a lifer for me, is from Daphne Bouguet. So Oliver Crest is the Pour Homme. But then there's also Dolce & Gabbana Devotion, like he's the perfumer behind that. And then if you've been with me for a while, you know that my favorite luxury Middle Eastern fragrance house is Al Jazeera, and he's produced several fragrances for Al Jazeera. I mean, just incredible. And then to top it all off, like he's also behind Rosario from the House of Beau. I tell you, so imagine what you can expect in this fragrance. The very best. All right, so let's go ahead and spray it, and I am going to share the notes with you in a second. Wow, look at that. Did you see that sprayer? Okay, so at the top, we have lychee, bergamot, and pink pepper. In the heart, we have orris, and at the base, we have praline, sandalwood, and ambroxan. So for those fan members that are sensitive to ambroxan, I'm so sorry, but this one is not for you. Okay, let me just start by saying that this is my favorite of all of the Club de Nuit fragrances that I've tried to date. This one opens up very fruity. And in that fruitiness, it's also sweet. I am picking up on a bit of a citrusy quality also to the fragrance, and that opening is also citrusy and a tad fresh. It's not a freshie, but that opening is citrusy and a tad fresh. I'm also getting the woodiness in the opening. There is, interestingly enough, like a tropical quality to this fragrance. But yeah, what I'm getting is that fruitiness. I am getting a tad of powderiness, but not much. I'm getting the woodiness in the background, the fruitiness. I am picking up on iris though, within those florals. And then that woodiness. Yeah, guys, but this smells so good. And I don't think that this was inspired by anything. It's not bringing anything to memory, but this is really, really exceptionally beautiful. Please let us know, have you tried this one? Because I know a whole bunch of people were picking it up. This is definitely one that you want to get your nose on. This is really, really exceptional. Very, very different, but very, very nice. Very, very nice. Anyway, I will circle back with a detailed review, but I would definitely get my hands on this one. This is truly exceptional. Oh, and by the way, that one was not sent to me. Okay, so this next one is from Fragrance World, and it was not sent to me. And this one is Vanille Drama. Now, I really wanted to give this one a try because it's supposed to be inspired by Dior, by Diorama, Vanilla Diorama from Dior. So I was very, very curious. And it comes in this very simple box. And let's go ahead and open it. You know, we've tried quite the number of vanilla fragrances this year as it relates to Middle Eastern and otherwise. But this is definitely one that I really, really wanted to try. Oh, okay. So let me tell you what the notes of this one are. So at the top, we have orange, pink pepper, and lemon. At the mid, we have rum, cacao, and cardamom. And at the base, we have bourbon, vanilla, sandalwood, and patchouli. And those are the notes of Diorama, to be very, very exact. So the very, very nice oh, wow. Oh, goodness. Wow. Okay, so this is definitely Diorama. And it opens very warm, spicy. I do pick up on the cardamom and the pink pepper clearly, but the opening is all about that warm, spicy with a very strong background of a very present, not dominant vanilla. In the opening, the dominant, at least to my nose right now, is going to be that warm spiciness with the cardamom and pink pepper. The fragrance is also has a touch of a citrusy quality to it, but it's very faint. And it does not open necessarily with that rum note, but now I'm picking up on that boozy quality, but it's not too much. It's really not. It's not faint, but it's also not like it's just there. No. It's just a little bit, you know? The fragrance is also very aromatic. The sweetness continues to be the same. I'm not getting anything more. But, you know, like typically in a vanilla fragrance, I pick up on a lot of the vanilla, but in this one, the only difference that I'm picking up so far, and it may be a function of it not having a chance to sit for months in my collection yet, what I am picking up here is that instead of it being all about the vanilla, it's more about the vanilla and the warm, spicy notes, specifically to my nose, cardamom and pink pepper. Now the fragrance is becoming a bit more aromatic. There is a tad of powderiness here, but it's a tad of powderiness. Anyway, guys, I think that this is really, really good. I'm very, very impressed because typically when I want something that's closer to, like more spot on when it comes to Dior and stuff like that, I really look into Maison Alhambra, but this is pretty good. Very, very good. This is definitely Diorama. But right now, the only difference that I pick up is that the warm, spicy notes are very present. They're definitely very present compared to, you know, the OG. All right, so I will circle back to you on that one. But if you were looking for a more affordable alternative to Diorama, vanilla Diorama, or if you were looking for a vanilla-centric fragrance that has some warm spiciness to it, you know, to be honest with you, that warm spiciness in Vanille Drama is so marked to my nose that it's almost reminding me, it's not the same, okay, of what I get from like Electimus Spice de Arno. No, I would say Vanilla Edesia, actually. Yeah. So if you're familiar with Vanilla Edesia, it is a vanilla-centric fragrance, but it's not very sweet at all. It's more about the balance between the vanilla and the spicy notes. And it is warm, spicy, and there's a touch of an ambery quality to it. If you're familiar with that fragrance, we'll consider this one along the same veins, but of course, more Diorama, because it's really more about Diorama. All right, moving on. All right, so this next fragrance I shared with you during a chatty scent corner. I shared with you my first impression, but I had just received it. Now I've had the chance to allow it to sit. And this one is from French Avenue, but it's their collaboration with Aromatix from here on YouTube. And this one is called Xandal. And the notes of this one at the top are Madagascar vanilla, bourbon vanilla, and vanilla caviar. In the heart of the fragrance, we have vanilla, patchouli, chocolate truffle, rum, and jasmine. And at the base, we have vanilla absolute, tonka bean, caramel, and agarwood. So I've had the chance to really use this fragrance. I've used it 2 times. And let me tell you that this is a no joke vanilla powerhouse. Let me go ahead and spray it so we can talk about it. Okay, so this fragrance, when I tell you this is a powerhouse, this is a powerhouse. In the opening, it opens with a bomb, like a smack you in your face vanilla bomb. But in the opening, I also pick up clearly on a like dark chocolate note, which I'm assuming is the chocolate truffle, but I'm not getting necessarily chocolate truffle. What I'm getting is a dark chocolate note bordering on 97% cacao type of dark chocolate, including the bitterness that goes with it. That's what I'm getting. And I'm getting a fragrance that is boozy, not very, very boozy, but it is boozy. As the journey continues with this fragrance, I do pick up on the oud, but the oud is not barnyardish in any way. As a matter of fact, the oud is not crazy intense to my nose in this fragrance because the intensity of this fragrance all comes from the vanilla and that chocolate, because that chocolate / cacao note, at least to my nose, is with me from the first sniff all throughout the olfactory journey and at dry down. Yeah, this fragrance, guys, to my nose at least, and on my skin because I've had a chance to use it, is all about a very, very intense vanilla with a very strong like dark chocolate note and touches of that boozy quality. I do get the tonka, but what I'm getting from the tonka is more of like that caramelly quality that the tonka can give you. In this fragrance, I'm not necessarily picking up on per se caramel because again, for me, it's all the vanilla and that dark chocolate with that tad of booziness. This fragrance is a powerhouse. This gives me, I'm not even going to say 10 plus hours. It is 10 plus hours, but it's like 12 hours, 14 hours until I take it off of my skin and until I launder the clothes that I've sprayed it with. This does not come off. This is a powerhouse for me. This is also a fragrance that I had to allow it to sit for a while because at the beginning when I first sprayed it, it was a bit much. It was just way too intense. It was too much. It was a bit overwhelming for me. But this is definitely one that I recommend if you're looking for a true vanilla powerhouse. Is this a fragrance that I would layer with others if I'm looking to, you know, like create more of an intense presence of a vanilla note? This is definitely one that you can layer with, but personally, I plan to use this one on its own because it really doesn't need any help. This is a lovely fragrance. Is it a deep love for me? It's not a deep love, but it is a definite, very, very strong like. And I think that what it is that it is so intense, guys, that I'm just trying to get used to it. I mean, I'm just trying to be honest with you. This is an incredible fragrance, but it is a powerhouse. I also think that at least for me and on my skin, the determining factor is going to be when the fall season is about to come in or when it's here, fall, winter, because to me, this is more of a fall, winter fragrance, at least for me and on my skin and to my nose. This is not a spring, summer at all for me. I can't. But during the fall and winter season, oh, I know that this is going to be a super deep love. Let us know if you've tried Xandal and your thoughts. All right, so the surprise that I have for you is that today I also want to speak to the ARMAF Emotions collection. And I don't know if you can see it here, but it comes in this huge box because this is like it's not necessarily a collection. It's more of like a different approach to fragrances, I guess. And I want you to see here in the back. And if you're interested in the full unboxing of this group of fragrances, just check out the short that I have here on the channel where I share with you the unboxing process because it's truly very, very worth it and very interesting. So inside the box, you're going to get a card that speaks to the main fragrance and then the other 6 fragrances that come in this set. And of course, it gives you the notes of each. I don't know if the camera is showing it because it's definitely not showing in my monitor, but we're going to talk about it now. So you definitely get, you know, the notes of each there. So here is the collection. And as you can see, you have your first fragrance, which is called The Heart, right? This is the Heart of the Emotions collection. And then here you're going to start with Dynamic, and then you have Relax, and then here is Confident and Fresh and Romantic and Hypnotic at the very end, okay? So let me go ahead and pull the fragrances out. I put them back in there because I wanted to, you know, for you to see it. But let's go ahead and start with The Heart. Now, This is a collection that I've had with me for over a month, and I've had the opportunity to use it. It was not sent to me. I did pick it up. I will have everything in the description box for you. But let's go ahead and talk about the heart. Okay, let me just tell you what the notes of the heart. Now, the heart fragrance is the one that's designed for you. Let me just start by saying, let me take a step back. So this entire collection is designed for you to use the heart, which is that main fragrance at the center. Use that as the heart of your layering, right? This is all about layering. This collection is all about layering. So in the heart, you have at the top, you have amber, benzoin, and labdanum. At the heart, you have ylang ylang, vetiver, and musk. And at the base, you have sandalwood, patchouli, and vanilla. Now, this is designed for you to take the main fragrance, which is called the heart, and layer it with other fragrances. Now, each fragrance, each of the other 6 fragrances, which we're going to talk about now in a minute, is designed to bring out a certain emotion. When layered with this one, it's designed to bring out a certain emotion. So my favorite, I'm going to tell you because we could be here all day layering with this one. I have layered, in my experience, you can layer not just by combining like the heart with one of the 6 other fragrances, but I have also layered like one of these with another one of these, and I've used 2 or 3 and even 4 at a time, and they perform beautifully, guys. This is not a beast mode fragrance collection. This is more of a full day wear with a very strong projection during the first, I would say, 90 minutes, and then after that it does become a skin scent, but it's a very strong skin scent. None of these were a powerhouse for beast mode for me. So we have here dynamic, which is supposed to be for a burst of energy and vitality. And I have to tell you that this one for me is a bit of a mood changer. It does kind of energize you. It's not like it gives me crazy energy, but it does energize you. And my favorite combination is not necessarily with the heart, but if you combine this one with romantic, absolutely love these two. What I recommend is that you play around. Like if you decide to pick up this set, I am recommending it. I am telling you that to me it is worth it. I mean, you are getting 7 fragrances, and I find that the little ones on their own perform better than the heart, because I think that the heart, I'm pretty sure that this one was designed to be more of the core foundational type of layering fragrance, while all the other 6 smaller fragrances are designed to like amp or, like amplify one of the notes or chords and even tonalities that you may find in the heart fragrance. Now, from the 6 outer fragrances, my 3 favorite ones are fresh, romantic, and hypnotic. Oh, I absolutely love hypnotic. But this is the kind of, set, guys, that you really need to, if you're going to pick it up, I think it's very much worth it. I really do. But if you pick it up, you need to sit down, make some time, and understand each fragrance individually, and then, start to layer, because there's like an endless possibility of layering here. That's what this collection or set is designed for you to layer and play around and create your own scent. Because I'm telling you, I have tried this one, right, with 3 of the smaller ones. I've tried it with each one. That's how I started it. I did do an unboxing, and it's been a while, and I told you that the review was coming soon, but once I started playing with the set, I just couldn't stop. It was really, really interesting. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. And I think, by the way, that this scent is, this set, all of the fragrances here to me are very much unisex, with the exception of fresh. I think fresh may lean a tad to the feminine side, curiously enough, but all the others to me are very much unisex. And they are fragrances that you could make your signature scent. Whatever layering combination you come up with could become your signature scent, and they're good for any season, in my opinion. It depends on how you layer them. Any season, any occasion, day or night. And I also think it would be a very, very nice gift. Like if you have a friend that's about to have a birthday or an anniversary, and you just want to give them the set and they can use it together. I just think that this is an exquisite idea, and I'm absolutely loving the concept, but I'm also loving the scent, and the wear experience is just exquisite. Anyway, let us know if you've tried, did you pick up, and have you really worked and tried and layered using this Heart of Emotions collection from ARMAF. All right, guys, so we've reached the end of today's video, and I know that we covered so many fragrances, right? Because I opened by saying that we were going to talk about 12 fragrances, and we ended up covering more like 19 fragrances, including all of the Heart of Emotions collection fragrances. But I have to tell you that I had not been this excited for a Middle Eastern haul in a very long time, because I just know that the quality of the fragrances that I've shared today with you is there. There is something that has happened, and if you've been on the Middle Eastern fragrances journey for a while, tell me, do you not see that there's been it's like all of the fragrance houses have taken a step up, a serious step up, and they're delivering fragrances that are just leaving me like jaw drop, because they really are. Now, I do have to tell you that I am really loving all of the fragrances that we've discussed today. There's a couple of them that are more on the stronger, because while I can pick up on the quality, it's really not a scent profile that I'm really into, or I just have it, in another fragrance and I prefer it in that one already. But I can tell you that I am so impressed with Date Caramel. I can't say that enough. And second, I would say that the ARMAF Emotions, the Heart of Emotions collection, that has had me like jaw dropped and shook for like the longest time now, because it's really an exceptional collection. But I have to tell you, you just can't go wrong, because this new Club de Nuit Maleka is just incredible. The Monarch from Maison, Asrar, I mean, I could just go on, but you catch what I'm trying to say. I just think that it's a matter of you looking at the notes and what I had to say when I was sniffing them, and deciding, which are the fragrances that you want to add to your wish list, if any. But I am telling you, that ARMAF Heart of Emotions, I think, is so worth it. I mean, also the value for the money, you really are getting 7 fragrances. But then there's also Choco Cult, which, wow, I just can't tell you how impressed I am, because I'm not even much of a like chocolate fragrances person, but wow, this is truly impressive. Anyway, guys, I hope that this was enjoyable for you. Please let us know if you've tried any of these fragrances and your thoughts, and have you layered them? What are you doing? What are you loving about them? What are you not liking? I'm just curious. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging with me today, and I will see you all in the next video.